Nowadays, employee turnover is a very costly problem. When an employee leaves, to some extent, knowledge, talent, specific experience, and relations go away. Academic literature explains the phenomenon and suggests how to reduce it or deal with it. However, our belief is that most of it focuses on the symptoms instead of the identification, cause, and treatment of the real disease. Let me explain. There is a reality. In the past, employers had the upper hand. Today, the ones that have the upper hand are qualified candidates and employees. They consider, especially the younger ones, an employment more as a user experience than something that creates responsibility and delivery. Of course, they understand that they will have responsibility and must produce results, but they are willing to commit only if they value what it means to them. Why is that happening now and not before? The reason is because they can. Today, there are many companies and organizations hunting for talent and knowledge. So what can be done? We think there are two aspects that must be attended. The first, of course, any effort to reduce turnover is valid. The second, accepting that turnover will continuously happen, even if it's at a lower rate. The effort should be to minimize the impact, which basically can be categorized as cost, such as recruitment cost or the cost of onboarding effort, or risks, which can be the loss of key knowledge or business continuity. We approach the problem directly from the root. That is how the organization works, what is the position, social capital, and impact of each individual in terms of his connections, knowledge, traits, and skills. Under our approach, two things must be considered. The first is that value creation and innovation is generated through the interaction of people, knowledge, resources, and tasks. All these dynamics, of which many are informal in nature, must be aligned with corporate strategic value propositions. The second consideration is that culture must be aligned with strategy. Virgin's CEO and founder, Richard Branson, states that our culture is who we are and our culture shapes how we do business. So what do we offer? We offer a consulting process supported by network modeling and culture measurement tools that will allow the organization to see and translate three key aspects to objective metrics. The first aspect is that dynamics of the interactions of people, knowledge, resources, and tasks. The second aspect is the alignment between formality and informality of the organization. The third aspect is the alignment of people's culture with a corporate culture needed to sustain these strategic objectives. With these visualizations and our experience, we will help the organization identify corrective actions and even help with in their implementation when deemed necessary. So, going back to our problem, regarding employee turnover, with our service, you will be able to identify things like what employees are more liable to quit based on their organization social capital, meaning by social capital connections they possess or lack of connections, collaboration patterns, a trust in other people, others people's trust in that person, or cultural misalignment. What knowledge do they possess that is scarce in the rest of the organization? What kind of tasks do they perform regularly that maybe cannot be performed by other people in the organization? If they leave, what would be the impact on others, for example? Other people would have to take over their work, or maybe other people would be liable to leave as well following that person. And last, are they the only ones with the skills to use certain resources that are necessary in the business operation? Knowing these things will help you as to what would be the most effective actions to mitigate the problem we have. We look forward to, to helping you. Keep in mind that, as stated by Rob Cross, a well-known academic, formal structures often overlook the fact that every formal organization has in its shadow an informal, for most invisible organization. Many things happen in this informal world, as you can imagine. Initiatives sometimes stall, trust, engagement, and compromise is built, culture is nurtured and spread, knowledge is created and transferred, collaboration and team efforts take place, hidden leaders and influencers emerge, and most important, many, many answers can be found here. My experience in two multinational companies, as well as in my company that has been in business for over 20 years, has shown me that nurturing the intellectual capital and assuring alignment among the organization's strategy, the informality of the day-to-day work, and the individual and corporate values are key to assure resilience and deal with various types of problems, such as mitigating the effect of employee turnover in this case. I really look forward to talking to you. I think it will be a very interesting discussion, and I'm sure we can add a lot of value for the organization. Thank you very much.